Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about motivation, how I keep myself motivated, how I keep myself accountable, what I do to be the person that I want to be. I am on the pursuit to live my most authentic life and to live a fulfilling life. I've heard this online many times. I no longer want to scroll on social media and watch people do the things that I want to do. I love painting, I love being creative. I'm tired of watching people be creative. I am tired of watching people go to the gym every single day. I want to go to the gym every single day. I know that it's really easy to say you want to do something, but to actually stick with it and be consistent and be successful is a completely different thing. My number one first is keep showing up no matter what. So I'm pretty sure I've kind of dabbled on this topic in a previous video. One of the main things that I've been trying to do as of recently is becoming the main character in the film that is your life. So truly, stop focusing on what everyone else is doing and start focusing on where you are and become who you want to be. Focus on what is going to make you happy and what makes you feel your most authentic self. So once you know who you want to become or what you're intentionally going for, start showing up for yourself. So we show up for strangers every single day. We show up to work at a certain time. We got to make sure that our boss knows that we're doing our job. We need to make sure that we're handing things in on time. When you start showing up for yourself and you hold yourself accountable, that's when you need to start being disciplined. You need to be so disciplined that you no longer need the validation of anyone else, no external validations, and it needs to come from you. You need to be your number one motivator. You really need to convince yourself and believe that you will become who you want to be. You will fulfill that goal. Maybe it doesn't look exactly like that right now in this moment, but you will get there. It's going to happen. So the next topic I want to touch on is, if you never take the risk, it's never going to happen. One of my favorite quotes of all time is by none other than Jim Carrey, and he said, "You can fail at what you don't want, so you might as well take a chance on doing what you love." Ugh. I love this quote so much. Essentially, this comes from a speech he did, I believe, at a graduation. The backstory behind it is his father worked in a very safe career for most of his life, and he did not pursue his love or passion of being a performer because he opted for being in a secure and safe career path, and he ended up losing his job when Jim Carrey was 12 years old. So the point is that essentially we could stick to something that's safe and secure and what everyone tells us to do because it's safe, but it can go wrong. Something cannot go right and it could fail. And guess what? You ran the same risk, essentially. So I love that quote because it just reminds me to just keep exploring what I love, pursuing what I enjoy, give things a try. If you fail, you fail. And honestly, it's never truly like a failing moment because I really do think that you can learn from any given experience. I always try to find the silver lining. I think that's really important and how I try to stay motivated. If we don't laugh, we cry, right? So the next topic I kind of want to talk about is things can feel easy and motivational when you're progressing and doing well, but what happens when you hit a wall? This is when self-talk is so important. I am the number one person who talks to themselves. That is one of the biggest things that I need in order to push myself. When things get hard, that is the time that it's very easy for us to doubt things. It's so important that you talk yourself out of that and you ground yourself back to reality and realize, okay, this is a moment in time that's tough, but I'm gonna get through this and I'm gonna figure it out. That's the challenge, but it's also the fun part because you gotta maneuver your way around it. You gotta navigate what you're gonna do to get over this and how you're gonna go forward. Becoming better at something essentially means that you're not gonna be good at everything that comes along with that. This means that you gotta be open to feedback, you gotta be open to learning, and that's really the only way that we experience growth. So it's really important that you remain patient, enjoy the experience, enjoy the learning. I think we all know that we're not all gonna be great at something, and there is a learning curve. That's with anything. Anything in this world, there's always gonna be a learning curve. So trust that any challenge that you're encountering is only gonna make you better. And then the last topic I want to touch on is community. I feel very fortunate that I've always been surrounded by such incredible women in my life. So I grew up in a house with my mom, my grandma, my aunt, and my cousins and my sister. A majority of them, really it was all women. Growing up with such incredible women who really taught me strength and resilience, how to make things happen for yourself when things are difficult and challenging, has really shaped me into who I am today. And I think is a really big component of how I'm always trying to find the silver lining or trying to remain motivated when things get really difficult. Not to say I'm perfect. I definitely have moments where I really want to give up and I'm just like, this is impossible. But I think really they've always their voices have always stuck in the back of my mind and keep me going. Unfortunately, not everyone has the best circle around them, right? We can't choose our family. Sometimes our family isn't our biggest motivator. Sometimes they're the negative energy that kind of makes us feel like we're limited. Although you can't choose your family, you can choose your friends. You can choose the people who you surround yourself with. I think the biggest thing for me is surrounding yourself with people who genuinely have love for you. Choose people who want to be there for you or who have the same interests as you. If you surround yourself by people who are motivated, who have goals, who want to get things done and fill you with energy and positive vibes, you're most likely going to be that kind of person as well. So I think building a community of people who build you up and who you can connect with authentically and have like real connections with is so important. And that's pretty much it. So those are pretty much the top things that I try to do nowadays to keep myself going. I promise you, if you keep these things in mind, it's gonna help you. There's no better feeling than knowing that you accomplished something and you went for something and you stuck to it. I really hope this resonated with someone. I'm sending all of you my love, sending all the positive energy, and I hope you guys continue to grow. And remember, you are that bitch. You got this. And don't tell yourself otherwise. All right, love you guys. Bye.